Marketing simply is taking your product from when you are designing it. That is when you have it in your mind. That day that you slept and you thought about, be like, say, I want to do this thing. However, in everything you do, money should not be the bane.
Sometimes the money they determine for people. Some people know it's important, but then they don't have the money.
It now depends on what the product is and your target audience.
Some people now, they were signed to a label.
Yeah.
And then the label said, oh, yeah, don't worry, we're going to spend money on you. But then the total money that the owner of the label has is not even enough to promote his song.
Exactly. And the guy will tell you that, don't worry, I'll give you 1 million naira cash. I'll give you 2-bedroom flat in Lekki. I'll give you a car. And yes, we'll provide all those. Checking back account, your phone number is in a 5M bid. Your radio station won't charge 7.5 million. Strategy will not change. Now, this guy has given you money. He has given you possibly a car. He has put you in a nicely done apartment. All this should be your content background. Which artists know they even reason. But if you think I have a label and I don't need to do any other thing, then that is the beginning of the end for such artists.
All right, it is another time and an opportunity to educate you and make you understand what it is when it comes to business. Now, we go down into the rudiments of business. We give you all the nitty-gritties that you need to know and also the points that you think you know, but you don't understand. That's why we're here. It is Revive. Welcome back to this special episode of Revive, because this has to do with money, like money, strategy, and everything. Olafuna Ashok is my name. You can call me Omira on your radio sweethearts, and I've got Baba.
See the difference between both of us. I don't speak English. Olaoluwa is my name. I'm a brand engineer, and this is the Revive podcast. I'm glad to be here. But Mapade means streets. Mapade means Olaoluwa
He's plenty. Gang. All right, let's get into the conversation today. We have somebody right here with us, and I'm sure that, like I always say, when 2 or 3 are gathered, this will go sweet. Because one person go put the pot for fire, one person go cook them, the other person go bring them.
One person go chop them on top fire.
That
one is Iwaole.
He's allowed in the kitchen.
This episode does not involve Iwaole. No. It has to do with the marketing strategies. What are those strategies that you need to inculcate into everything that you want to do when it comes to business and also making money, and also how to invest, and also how to follow one job. It doesn't matter what you do, you need to learn how to sell yourself. So we've got somebody right here in the studio. I'm not going to do the introduction for him because I'm sure he was expecting me to tell you his name. No, the name is his name.
My name is Olukonoyin Damola. I'm a music marketer, special events, author, and I'm here to talk about marketing.
Yes, money making.
Yes.
All right, first off, we see a lot of people who have brands. They put a lot of money. Now, budgeting, strategy, family advising, or advising, and everything into business. Business that's supposed to they have to hold it. They don't do that. And I'm sure that is where you come in. So tell us, do you think marketing is very important when it comes to creative minds?
Okay, so thank you for allowing me to come on this special episode. And I'm here to also discuss what I love to do most. So technically, I think I can say marketing is not even important. Yeah, it depends on what you want to do with your life, what the business means to you.
Okay.
If you want to run the business as business, irrespective of what it is, then marketing should be at the center, should be the core of the business, because this is what would make everybody know what you're doing. Marketing simply is taking your product from when you are designing it. That is when you have it in your mind. that day that you slept and you thought about, be like, say, I want to do this thing. From that moment to making it to the product and getting it to the hand of person that will use that product. That is what marketing does. That is the cycle of marketing. But people just think it is product don't set, Abioya, ship it to the market. No, that is not marketing. Marketing is when you conceive the idea in your mind to when the product is now a physical product or whatever the product is, to the person that will use the product that will in turn give you money.
Yeah.
That is the cycle of marketing. So, like I said, it is important and it is not important.
Depending on
If you think the business is important to you, marketing is important. But if you think it's in a vibe and inshallah, then marketing is vibe and inshallah.
Vibe and inshallah.
Yeah, exactly. So
you know, this the way they talk. So I think we have this this session that we normally have, and then I talk to people and then we just discuss, like more like I have a group, and then I was talking to them. I tell them that if you wake up today and then you think that you can make it, so you are right.
exactly.
And if you also think that you cannot make it, you are right.
Exactly.
Because even the Bible said that God will only give you based on your capacity. So if you think you don't have the capacity to succeed, the same way thing that he's saying, if you think you have a business and marketing is not important, let me just see what I can get.
It's still important.
Let's just shade.
Exactly.
So that means that everybody go determine what you want.
Exactly. I mean,
And sometimes the money they determine for people. Some people know it's important, but then they don't have the money.
yeah, exactly. So that now brings us to another discussion in marketing entirely. It now depends on what the product is and your target audience. So if you are talking about some very big brands now, the likes of Coca-Cola, the cola brands, you would think that they do not need marketing anymore because, I mean, they are virtually everywhere. They have billions of customers and all that. But they still put billions of dollars aside every year to run their marketing. And then you think of any other brand that do not have money, but they are still trying to do something. That is where content creation comes in. That is where you now try to maximize the free technology that is around, which is social media. That is where you now try to maximize that. So, like I said, it now brings us to another discussion in marketing entirely. So you might need money and you might not need money. However, in everything you do, money should not be the bane. Money should not be something that would make you reason, I don't think I want to go forward because I don't have money. I was talking to someone yesterday who was on Friday, who is an artist, and he stopped releasing music simply because he doesn't have money to push it. I was like, okay, yeah, you are right. But then we had a discussion with Bayani, and Bayani said he was releasing 2 freestyles per week for a whole year. That is over 100 freestyles, putting it on his social media accounts. And somehow one got to Don Jazzy. Don Jazzy came back to his page and started looking through. And that same night, Don Jazzy sent a message to Bayani. And today the world knows Bayani, right? It's not like he was posting it and he was funding the marketing strategy. No, he was just doing what he was doing, using his social media platform. And now your social media platform is now your TV station, it's your radio, it's your playing, you can do anything you want. So again, you can decide to put your social media platform on private, or you can decide to just turn it to your business tool, to a marketing tool, to get your product out to anybody that might be interested in it. So again, money might not be the issue. It might just be you and your sense.
Your sense.
Exactly.
Which, you know, the thing is this. So when I've seen people who, for instance, now we talk about the creative industry. So when, for some people now, they were signed to a label.
Yeah.
And then the label said, oh, yeah, don't worry, we're going to spend money on you. But then the total money that the owner of the label has is not even enough to promote his song.
Exactly.
But then the artist did not know because maybe you're carried away with. You're carried away with.
I understand.
I mean, you're carried away with. Oh, and that guy owns a car.
I'm just hearing that one for the first time.
That's why they use Lexus 350.
But I swear. Because, see, a lot of them, because I've seen people that the moment they see the amount that it takes to promote a song, I'm talking about over 15 million, the minimum to promote a song, like make the song go round for a song, a video and all that, talking about over 50 million now. When they hear this figure,
Depending on the person that's shooting the video and depending on the channel that you are using,
that's something
that 15 million might just be for video.
Yes.
And if it be say you go see collect loan, join them to shoot video.
So when most of them then hear the figures, then they tell you, don't worry. No, don't worry. Then they look for 1 or 2 stations and put your song there. In most sense, people think that's marketing, that you're still marketing. But like you said, it was a circle of when you have a thought in your mind,
Exactly.
and then you put that thought into the product. Then you still also put that thought into how do I make this product available for the customer.
Exactly.
Do you get me? And then convince them, which is what people don't understand. So the thing about marketing is not just that you are showing it to them, which if somebody puts your song on, maybe on Sound City, that is visibility or publicity. But that's not marketing. Because in itself, having to make it visible and then convince them. So a lot of the time, in those scenarios where somebody is cajoling you that they are promoting you, how do you advise creative minds to deal with them? Especially when you know this person, you don't come to say, this person, you don't get money from, they just lie to me. How do you deal with, as a creative, how do you deal with that? Do you just go with the flow? Is there something that you can do to then market yourself aside what the label can do?
Okay, so now that we are talking about artists, for artists, that you are being signed to a label doesn't mean that is the end of the world. It doesn't mean that all the job of being an artist is now on the lap of the label. No. For example, when the video just released this, I can call names, yeah? Okay, so the video just released this, or Revolt TV, the Dream Champs, just released it, and the video was talking about how when he first got signed to Sony, they gave him money, and he called his boys. That night, they spent $100,000. And the second day he called Sony, hey, what's up now? When are we dropping the album? And they told him that, we don't give you money now.
Whoa.
What are you waiting for? I start working and I was like, wow. Maybe I say this in a business. You understand?
Whoa.
So, and he said they were trying to do something and he wasn't feeling it. I told them that, see, guys, I need to go back home. I need to come back to Nigeria. We understand how this thing works. Let me just go back home and I'll bring something fantastic for you. I said, okay, we don't trust you, but I said, just allow me to go back home. He came back home. Now, coming back home was not on Sony Music. Yeah. He came back home. Cheesy, all these guys, everybody came together. Then, if I tell you, say, I love you, everything, all those songs started dropping. He said in 2 weeks, mad songs. He called back to Sony and they were like, okay, let's see how it goes. You understand? So, you can't say that because I'm now signed to a label, all that I need to do now is to ball. Let's just chill and see what happens. Label will do their own in possibly if it's a structured label. Okay, now, so I will not have to digress a bit. So we have a record label, we have record labels, we have entertainment service companies. Most of the so-called labels that we have in Nigeria are just entertainment service companies. Entertainment, they are not record labels.
There's no background check.
There's no structure, there's no knowledge.
There's just a guy somewhere
who is the CEO?
Who drives Lexus R3, R2,
RX.
Okay, maybe not Lexus. Okay, maybe Benz 450. You know, automatic 450, white. Yeah, sharp.
I think the way you're saying it is like
you know some people like that.
To some particular people.
No, we know them, bro. They do this industry. White, they use a 450 automatic. In your bank account, you are using 2 bank accounts. Maybe one with Zenith, one with GTB.
Voila.
Like I can own a record label. You get, and true, you can own something. Even with nothing, you can own something. So even when I had nothing, I started Party Monks Entertainment. So hey, I said I can call Party Monks Entertainment a record label. I started doing something. So you can do that, and you now say okay, so there's one guy on the street that is popping. Everybody knows. You can now come. Let me sign you to Igbalode record label. Money day, everything day. And me go, they come to you. I don't wear red cap. You know, everything white.
I will buy clothes.
You get
you
go if you see that chairman, native, black native, red cap, leave it.
You sure I see my face inside?
Skin
the pop.
Skinning.
It's skinning. Whereas chairman, the 2 accounts are just 8.5 million.
You get, but
formatic day, white with the channel tinted.
Yeah.
You get maybe
AC.
like one
Oh,
or
yeah.
two boys where they follow one.
Really just buy that.
You'll be like,
I feel the AC.
I mean, you're dope. Yeah.
You're dope.
So, what you think, yeah? Can we just take this to the next level? Are you like, Baba? Anything. I just
landed.
I'll reach out to my lawyer, get back to you,
Get
right?
back to you, yeah.
So,
Do you have a lawyer?
do you have a lawyer?
Let's
Okay,
link up.
I'll help you.
I said,
get you.
you cannot tell me as no witness. I'm telling you, this cannot be coming from your
We've
mouth.
seen so many things in this industry. And they will be like, man, I
For
drive
the
that meeting
good.
down. Sign
The man see what even the guy is giving in church.
Swear
and this guy
down.
will come.
There was a woman that came. Sorry to call you. There was a woman that came to church one time and gave a testimony that Star Plus signed his child, her daughter.
Wala.
I'm still looking for that child. This was when I was in university, and I'm not joking. This was when I was in university. The woman came out and everybody thanked God for the name the woman called. I'm still looking for that name in the industry, not just even Star Plus. I'm looking for Star Plus today.
Oblivion.
Anyway, so you know that one will go like that, and the guy will sign, and the guy will tell you that don't worry, I'll give you 1 million naira cash, I'll give you 2-bedroom flats in Lekki, I'll give you a car, and yes, he will provide all those. All those can still be gotten under 3.5 million. Yeah, he will give you the 1 million naira cash, which is an advance, but you don't know it's an advance. You believe say butter don't enter bread, everything also. He will give you under accord or something. Baby boy for market, maybe not 300 or 400k in buyer, but he will give you, everything goes set, and he will give you a 2-bedroom. I mean, maybe he will come to his house in Lekki and just give you maybe the boys' quarter or something, and you start. I mean, we've read the story now. An artist that was living with the twins, and he said he was living in their boys' quarter on carton. I don't want to call them now. And he was living on carton, and that one day. But everybody still dey Lekki, we dey VI, we dey.
You go come and you go bath for them.
That's your delivery address is Lekki.
Now it's Lekki now. Is Parkview. So that one.
You're coming to my house across the Terminal Bridge.
Yeah, it's Parkview just before Panala Island, on the left, yeah. So you'll be able to do all that, and now they will now tell you. So you need to drop music. Possibly the guy has access to a guy who owns radio, who owns a record label, a studio in Surulere or something. So you go to Surulere, you record and all that, and it's now time to now release the music. They will now decide that if you call my guy for UFM, if you put them on, call Omidon for Last UFM, 2 radio stations don't sort. We go pay for Beat FM, or we go pay for Cool FM. You now go to Cool FM.
They will add 1 PG radio at all.
Cool FM will now charge you. I'm going to name the price. Cool FM will now charge you, say, per radio, get us with the do one. But this don't say
that you.
Now you. For 1 month, let's do 7.5 million.
3 slots per day.
7.5 million.
3 slots per day.
Yeah.
For
Thank
the first
you.
one.
First 1 month. My bag will come check in account balance.
And they only tell you, you go listen around 9.
Yeah.
Around.
Yeah.
Around
I mean, it's a
you know
radio
that why
station.
6 now?
I can't blame them. That's like the whole Cool FM now. It's not just one station.
Everybody,
They'll tell you
they'll tell you, listen around 9.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're trying to give you
People are
time.
starting traffic going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen around 2, lunch period.
Exactly.
Listen around 6 traffic.
Yeah,
Lagos
so
traffic.
it makes sense. The belt is.
And they can even promise you that.
If I want check in back account, I can't remember saying 5M did it.
After you
No
go
radio
buy,
station won't charge 7.5 million. Strategy will not change. So now you as an artist, you are
don't
happy.
believe
Say
that.
Must he show you?
I don't release. Maybe one day you were able to record like 4-5 songs. Record an EP, which is very easy for hungry artists to do. Hungry artists, once they enter studio.
Inspiration.
You say you'll be retired upcoming artist. This guy will do everything. But now you now believe that feeling. Baba go sort everything. The 1 million that he gave you, you and your guys enter club, do anyhow.
Pop.
I mean, just
You
one
send
bottle
some to
anyways,
your
because you
parents.
won't be able to pop major in the 1 million. For major club, you just go to
Low key.
maybe C class club or D class club. Then you're able to buy something. And
You carry cameraman follow body.
unfortunately, you smoke also. You buy loud and colos and everything. And you and your guys go day. Or just they smile, say,
Everything don't say.
and this thing drop, now go cry for this industry.
Then when you are chilling like that, you just remember that when you blow, you buy a mama motor.
Yes, now then you will remember everything. But then nothing will be happening. You as an artist, now this guy has given you money. He has given you possibly a car. He has put you in a nicely done apartment. All this should be your content background. Which artists know they even reason. It should be your content background. So as
Perceived
an artist,
value, the content background.
what you're supposed to now do is to now start recording on your phone using your background.
You
wey
buy
you
your
don't
iPhone
get.
ring lights.
Yeah, me you don't get. They for your car.
With your
Drop
guys.
recordings. They do everything, they post them, but you won't do that. You're now a big boy.
So
Living,
even big to even record
you understand,
yourself.
living after Third Milan Bridge. And you'll now be thinking that, but what's happening with my career? So your record label no get marketing strategy. Your record label now no get the marketing strategy and everything. You as an artist, you believe that your life is in the hands of the record label. Record label no even know what they could do with their own life. Your boss that has approximately 5M in his account now is thinking, how more?
I get family.
If me I go spend this 5M on top of this, what me say I won't go to use to CEO. And your boss will still want to go to events,
He still
still
has
show
family.
up,
Maybe
still has
say one person
family
convince me everything.
and everything.
Omo,
Unfortunately, you've signed 2 albums or 3 albums in 10 years. And you are stuck.
all of your energy.
And that one is gone like that. But then, so it brings us back to your question. See, so this marketing thing here is not, you have to put in your work. So irrespective of what the label might be doing, you as an artist, you should have an idea of where you want to be or what you even want to do yourself. So it is you, the artist, that will now start convincing people to listen to that your song. For example, look at what David is doing today. Davido himself, he will post on his Twitter. Somebody caused his mama this morning. He replied and with the hashtag stream timeless. He said, my mama we don't die, you still go do this one, do that one. But then stream timeless. But people don't go reason am like that. They'll be like, they signed to Sony Music. Instead get DMW, everything on soft. No, you have to put in the work, because the funny thing is that you don't know is your own marketing budget is your own total earnings is somebody else's marketing budget. So again, Davido this year wants to make $20 million on touring, merchandise, streaming, and everything. He wants to make $20 million. This 2023, right? This same $20 million is what is contemporary in the West they use as marketing budget. I'm talking about Beyonce, Jay-Z, and those guys. $20 million is their own marketing budget. Of David's entire earning, projected entire earning for 2023 is $20 million.
Wow.
So he needs to still put in the work to be able to get that $20 million. Them, on their own level, they are using $20 million as marketing budget. They will still put in the work of $20 million so that they can get, only God knows what their own total earning for the year would be. But however, David is putting all the effort to just make sure that you listen to the song, and he's not shy about it, and he's talking about it everywhere. So as an emerging artist, you will find some. Okay, now, so I've also noticed a trend in the industry where before artists drop their songs, they would be telling you, my song will drop so date and all that. Yeah. And immediately it drops like this. It's like it just shuts that door. We won't talk about it anymore. There's no miracle that will make people listen to your song. Unfortunately for you, you don't have the fan base to carry you. So Beyonce at a point dropped a surprise album. She could do that because she has a fan base that is ready to just if we wake up tomorrow and Rihanna should drop an album,
Everywhere
I
was
can
scattered.
guarantee you that the pattern will change instantly, in the sense that, you know, if you drop an album on a Friday, then you will be able to enter the top charts for that and all that. But if Rihanna should drop an album tomorrow morning, Monday morning,
It will be updated. All the
all
playlists
the
will be.
playlists will be updated,
Okay,
and
so
there will
it's
be
like
new song Monday.
because normally we hear new music Friday.
Friday.
Now
Exactly.
you're not here,
Exactly. New
music
music
Monday.
Monday. Because there's a fan base, and she's not in the music space, but she's not out of the space entirely,
Entirely.
because she's still relevant. There's a level of marketing that has got her to that stage, and that is still keeping her to that stage. So to the extent that when she even did Super Bowl appearance, she broke so many records.
That was wow.
You understand? That is still a marketing strategy. But if you think I have a label and I don't need to do any other thing, then that is the beginning of the end for such artists. So again, there are so many P's in marketing. We talked about the place, the price, the people, the product itself, the whatever. All these P's is very necessary also in music, in the creative settings, in the sense that, you know, so for example, creative generally, it doesn't have to be music alone. You can even be an artist that draws. You can be a brand engineer. You can be a metadata somebody, a metadata guy whose work is to put the proper information in music, so that when it's being searched for, it can easily be found. You
Okay.
are just like a metadata guy. You can be there are so many things that you can be, but then you need to be able to know how much to charge, who are your target audience, where are they found, so that you can easily reach out to them and all that. So this marketing is marketing irrespective of the industry. But then there's now how you now move in different industries to make your product, to take that product to the final users, to the final consumers. For example, I am a music marketer, but before being a music marketer, I was, and I'm still, a special events guy. So I call myself special guy. I don't do event manager or event planner. Special events in the sense that the event that I do is what puts money directly in the pockets of artists. For example, so the first Airtel One mic, I did it, and I was able to, in collaboration with Airtel, able to give Zlatan Ibile, bring Zlatan Ibile out, give him a cap Picanto and all that. I won't say me doing that is event market. If I now tell you that I'm an event manager, you'll be thinking
maybe you do shows.
Or we are you get. But I've been able to define myself as special events, and I know who to reach out to, and they will now value. So branding. Okay, so I don't want to go too far, because now branding and marketing will now come into place, because if you're able to properly develop your brand, you'll be able to know how to market it and who to market it to, and at what cost to market it to them. You understand? So for artists also, if you understand who you are, as we were talking behind the scene, I will still bring it in. Our Lord Portable understand who he is. To an extent, he understands his market, and he's feeding it. He's making money. He has how many wives, how many baby mamas, how many children. He's feeding them.
He has a Range Rover.
I mean, even if he didn't buy it, but then it is his song. No, even if he didn't buy it, it was because of who he is that gave him the Range Rover. You understand?
I think he bought it though. I don't know the story.
Like I said, even if he didn't buy it, he might buy it. But even if he didn't buy it, he's in the industry that has given him that
platform to earn it.
And the funny thing was, it's just in the space of 1 year plus.
Exactly. And it's very effective.
For me, when it comes to Portable, I think what happened to him was, the first song with him and Olamide. Olamide has got a very strong major song, right? Olamide has got a fan base.
That was able
Tokoli
to carry.
has got a fan base.
Was able to carry him.
And him has got the streets.
Yeah.
It's not even the street though, because Olamide owns the streets. but he owns the
His hood.
kind of hood, yes.
His hood.
Because if we are talking about
Songo.
streets, we can't talk about. If Olamide is talking about street, Portable can also talk about street.
Yeah.
Because street past street.
Yeah.
Olamide street is
There's
wider,
streets
is
and there's
bigger,
street credibility.
and the
Yeah.
money in Olamide street is better, way better
As a
than
matter of fact,
we pay.
Olamide it's more like he has taken the street to the next
To the
level.
next
So
level, exactly.
if you are coming now, there was a time that when you're coming, you are sounding ras. That's how they will know you're street.
And that was how Olamide started.
Exactly. But now he's pushed it up a bit that likes
It's
of
more
Ashake are now the
refined.
one that are talking about the street, likes of Zeno. And these
Exactly.
guys, they don't sound local.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, they sound. The only reason you will know that their street is because their
lingo.
music is infused with Fuji, with Juju. Like you can hear the tone, the Fuji tone. But aside that, they're very posh. So I think Olamide has taken even the street to the next level, which I feel
Exactly.
like is a level that maybe like a Portable might not be able to meet up with.
I mean, with the way it's going, Portable, the other guy in Agege, they are just in the same level. I mean, you don't need to.
I think Portable is like a step ahead of him now.
It's very possible. Very possible. So I mean, there's the Portable on that level. There's the Small Doctor on that level, and all that. I now know one funny thing. All the content I know about Portable were not content I intentionally sourced for. They were always being pushed to me simply because Portable will not keep short. He's always out there, releasing one content, causing one trouble, just doing something. Social media now, algorithms, how algorithm works. He now understands that, okay, this is a good content for people in this industry. Though you are not going to ask for it, but we are going to give it to you. So, in the same sense, Portable has been able to act directly or indirectly, intentionally or unintentional. He has been able to act the strategy of marketing himself to the world, whether you want it or you don't want it.
I'm going to shove it down your throat.
In industry, you understand, and everybody is getting his content. I don't follow him, but I know virtually everything that is happening in his life because when I go to Twitter, there's Portable somewhere. When I check on Instagram will bring his content to me. You understand? So, as an artist again, or whoever you are, in whatever industry that you operate in, you should be able to know how to connect with the audience that will now pay you. So we're talking about the Portable that possibly he owns a Range Rover. Even if he buys it or he does not buy it, he has a cult following, and this is what some brands even need.
Yeah.
I say some brands in the sense that, virtually all brands need cult following because that's what they leverage on when it comes to pushing out their own product also. But there are some brands that they do not really need that cult following. Maybe they have the other business that they do behind closed doors, but they need people to know that this is what I do. This is what brings money to me. So they have certain guys that they reach out to. Okay, do this for me. I'll give you this. I will do this for you, even if it is necessary for them or not. So you too should be on that wave. I'm not saying you should now be on the wave looking out for businesses or ideas that is into fraud that will give you money. But then, again, this is me digressing a bit. The United States that we now copy, what funds their music business? It is money from drugs.
How's that started?
Nigeria, what is currently funding our music business? Okay, now, I won't say what is currently funding it. What funded our music business before the big guys come in? Is illegal money, is Yahoo money and all that. You understand? So, and if your song is not dope to the extent that a popping Yahoo boy will know that, I will use this, go enter industry, you understand? So what do you need to do? You need to be very effective when it comes to content marketing. I'm very big on content. There are so many things you can do with your phone. You do not need to pay money for anybody to do anything for you. All you need to do is to press record on your phone. You face it yourself, or you face the mirror, or you do whatever.
Now, talking about record.
Yeah.
In recent times, I understand that the Gen Z generation, let me use the word, Gen Z generations, they are the ones on board at the moment. And the tech people and everything, content creators and the likes. Now, I noticed that emerging artists, new companies, because I always say it's right now, the people that we know that we talk about now is artists, realtors, and what are they called? Tech people. They're the ones trending right now. So we see that these people are focusing more on the Gen Zs. Is there a reason for that one? The marketing strategy?
Yeah, because they are the ones that consume most content right now. I mean, you won't see, I'm almost 40, I won't go and sit down on TikTok when my 3 kids are crying, are running around the house. I'll now go and sit down on TikTok looking for what is not lost. I'm looking for what is not lost on TikTok. But you have a 20, a 17, a 25-year-old guy who is an undergraduate, who has data, who papa, mama, they fund the data, who can go on TikTok and sleep there, and even want to be like one of these influencers. They get their inspiration
there was
a
niece of mine who were talking, and I'm asking her what you want to do. She said, I want to become an influencer. I was like, show why me.
Which is not a bad thing.
Like, there was never a time in my life that I would ask anybody. You talk to it's not a bad thing. Have you ever seen anybody go to school and say, what do you want to become? And say, oh, I want to become an influencer. Like, do they go to school to study influence?
Now, because in the nearest future, there will be courses on influence.
Yes, there are courses on
it. But right now,
we have people who train now.
You did mass communication, right?
Yes.
It's part of mass communication.
I did theater arts.
Okay, you did theater. Okay, now, so even theater arts, there's a part of influencing in theater because you are influencing people too.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
But right now, I'm telling you that in the nearest future, we would have courses on influencing.
Why would you tell that child not to be a content creator? We have people.
You be content creator. You advertiser.
If you say, get me. If you say, oh, I want to be a content creator, you are talking from the perspective of there's a skill attached to it.
Okay.
But if you say, oh, I want to be an influencer, have you been to Twitter? Have you seen how people go sleep with other people so that they can
have content?
Like be in their circle of influencers.
Or be on the
so
video.
When you are telling me you want to be an influencer, I'm asking from the point of the knowledge, the broad of the knowledge, like, wait, hold on.
Because you understand better anyway.
Hold up.
Exactly. Hold up. So, and when I'm asking her, who are you following? The name that she listed.
I never know them.
You won't make her a box.
I never know them.
She's actually following them, which I know some of these people.
Okay.
So when she was mentioning some of these names, like, you they follow this person. Do you know who this person is? Like, when you meet this person on a daily basis,
what are you going to say?
Grandfather and my son now, the growth here, the water now. Because most of these people, the life that they portray outside, when you meet them in person, it's a total different life.
Yeah, but that's the perceived brand. That is what brand is. That's what you do.
No, what I'm saying
is what you do now.
Yeah, the perceived value. That's what I'm saying. When you meet somebody who owns a car, like get Lexus 350, like you talk.
And white Benz.
And then white Benz. Now, they tell you, what do you do? Say, I'm an influencer. Even policeman will stop away. Who are you influencing? Who's having you for here? So we know a lot of the time it's not actually the money that they make off, but a lot of other time there are some things that they do that they cannot even like tell you to your face.
Even the way the world is going and the way people always don't do things right. A lot of people don't do things right. Even though I think it's a job on its own. Because as an influencer,
the part of that job is marketing, which is what you do for some brands.
Exactly.
So even if you say you want to be a PR person, that's what I'm saying. There's a skill attached to it. There's a thing. That's how you have to go about it. But when you're saying I want to be an influencer, and then maybe you are using, I don't want to call that name.
Don't worry.
You are not calling that name and telling me that's your role model. Like, Shay, they whine me. Even me, say, you don't use me as your role model. Am I not? Do I not look like an influencer? No, I'm not an influencer. You get what I'm saying? But do I not look like an influencer? If I post on Twitter and say I have like maybe like 3-4 people that will retweet, hey, they whine me. But I like she said, I get, a lot of the time. These things consume, like you said also, it consumes the Gen Zs.
Exactly.
Because a lot of the time they spend more time on their phone and they just keep scrolling.
Exactly.
And they don't read.
And they have exactly.
So
they have the time.
Why it was hard, which I mean, at some point we spoke on an episode where we were talking about why fame is not fame is not good for young for
The young minds.
people,
young minds
The
and
young
all that.
minds.
Because in itself, before, just like what you always say, you have to know yourself. At that point, most 20, 17, 18-year-old kids, they don't even know who they are.
Exactly.
At that moment, their mind follow the trail of what's happening in
Happening
society. They want to
around
just
them.
fit in, belong. They want to drive car. They want to wear good clothes. They want to be called beautiful and all that. So a lot of the time, they go in that mindset. When you are too tied up or too wired in that mindset, a lot of time you don't come back from it
Exactly.
sane. So when you are stuck with your phone, you see all of these luxuries on your phone. Like you see somebody pulling up in a Benz, driving a Range Rover and all that. You don't even know if that is the car or not. So you're, like you said, perceived value. You are stuck with that perceived value. And now you're trying to build your life around it. But before I clock 20, I must buy a car. Dude, do you know how
Which
much
is
they sell a
possible.
Range Rover?
Which is possible. All you need to do is to go to Dubai. I mean, it's marketing. Go to Dubai, you will meet an allergy that will do one or two things and you get paid and you come back
Are you
home.
advising?
You get me? You don't see that. It's not-
Because
Wahala.
it is
Like,
everything.
see,
You just
Wahala.
I feel like, I mean, shout out to you because, I mean, I think this session, I was telling Omidon that this is going to be like one of the best sessions because you were able to break some of these things down. And what I liked about it was you added humor to it. The funny thing was you're not even laughing when you're talking about this. It's like, you don't know what you. So a lot of the time, the perspective of what goes behind the curtain
exactly.
is a
It's
lot
totally
more. It's just like an iceberg. The part that you see is very
It's
small.
yeah.
What you see is, oh, somebody dropped a song, somebody recorded the song and then dropped the song and then the song don't blow. This guy don't blow. But the work that was put
behind
into it.
Exactly. And
That's the
sorry
work.
to cut you off. Sorry. The thing is, the funny thing right now in this industry is you do not even know what is organic anymore.
Hey, God bless you.
You do not know.
You could stream
and
fan.
that is still part
going-
of
I was going to-
marketing itself.
Yeah.
That is part
That's
of
like one part of marketing. They show you
a
the mirage.
confirmed marketing strategy. You do not know what is organic.
When they don't look
Now, for example,
Yes.
I want drop song now or whoever. Do you know that one of these guys, I don't want to name their names right now, one of the top 3 guys was conducting an interview at the time. And he said, somebody said something and I was like, okay. I called one of the guys that owns the fan base to, you understand, that go and fuck this guy up. Do you understand? That means, irrespective of what you think that your top 3 or top 4 are doing, they have
There's some
like
other things that they are doing.
you understand? There are some guys that they pay and they say, okay, you, my album they drop, take this 10 million, go and sort your guys,
so-
scatter everywhere.
You know?
And
You
you'll
know,
be
And
like,
that's part of
You
marketing.
know what he said?
Because-
There's a guy on Twitter, and I'm sure we all know that guy. Shout out to John Casper. We were having a conversation on the
Casper.
Twitter space, and he made mention of how they plant the trees and they farm it when the song comes out. He said he was trying. He works with Sony Music, so he's trying to not say a lot of things because of where he works, right? But he said when an artist goes to the studio is equal to when a farmer goes to the farm.
exactly.
When the crop is ready for harvesting is when they go mix the song. When they deliberate on what to do or when to sell the crops, that is when the executives decide on when to release the songs. So when the song is released, they go back to harvest and clear the farm. Those are the numbers you see counting. So there are like leaves growing in the farm. And as the leaves are growing in the farm, those are the numbers going on. Because that's what they do. He said they put some people in the house on the system and it just
And then
keeps
they're working.
they're just because in Nigeria
then-
they call them working boys.
But then streaming, farm streaming or stream
We'll
farming
give you the numbers.
is another form of marketing. Either legal or illegal. That one is a story for another
That
day,
day.
which we won't uncover here. There's another form of
Or
marketing. So I work in a place where we also give advance to artists. So some artists will come and give you 30 million streams and all that. And we will take it back and we will see 2 million streams. But everybody is seeing 30 million streams. But we are seeing 2 million streams. What have they been able to do? They've been able to employ a farmer to do
harvest.
the 9 million on it. And that is what everybody sees. That one will shoot up to number 1 in whatever charts that they want to rep. And brands will come running to them.
Yeah.
and people will pay them to come and perform in their
As a matter
show.
of fact, the moment
Because they're popping
the
charts.
songs are doing fine, it gets to a point where the algorithm of the DSP
Exactly.
is moving the songs for
Exactly.
more people to
Yeah, I mean
hear.
that is when the song is over. But then if the song is not doing fine, you can also farm it and
That's what I'm saying. Like when the number of the farming is going up.
going up. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
So
It
I
means-
have a final question I want to ask you. Now,
Okay.
like I made mention of the Gen Zs. Now, the OGs
Yeah.
in the industry.
Yeah.
Because episode we talked about the OGs trying to clinch with the new IGs
Yeah.
to get some.
Mm.
Is there a particular marketing strategy you think that they can do besides clinching with the
For
new
them
OGs?
to get back to the industry.
Okay, so what they need to do as an OG is to be true to your identity, be true to your own, to who you are.
Okay.
So when you were once Gen Z also, when you were growing up, you have your fans that are growing up with you. Speak to them.
Okay.
Speak to them. Release things that they can relate to.
And they've now grown at
You
the level.
understand? So that they can understand. Like, for example, when Reminisce dropped, I almost put it Wole by and all that. We know that when we were young, he was talking about whatever was not. But right now, he now has kids.
Reality
He has
of
kids. Reality check. You can now understand that, my fans also, most of them now, that song will be forever relevant to me in the next 20 years because my kids will, they are going to graduate and graduate.
And a generation of Reminisce.
You understand, and you now understand that always the Wole school after 3 months, always the Wole school by you, always the Lolapo, you understand. So you need to be able to speak to your audience, to be able to speak to your fans, to be able to speak to your core fans now.
All right.
And luckily for you, you might still have that King Wasiu effect where vivid imagination will now come back. You understand, and people everywhere will not be using vivid imagination. Though they will not understand the story behind vivid imagination. But then you might now have that very lucky
leverage.
I want a little token with explaining what vivid imagination means because the thing was trained at some point and the professor asked me that vivid imagination. I'm like, you show more. I'm like, it's a company.
Exactly, a fashion company.
And he was like, he said, because was you okay?
Exactly.
And it only company, anybody.
Exactly.
So he was like, wow.
And also, it was even a fashion company, and it's a designer wear.
Yeah.
That you put on and all that.
Yeah.
But right now, people are using it as something
content.
imaginary.
Imaginary thing.
It's something you don't achieve. You understand?
Oh.
But they are using the content. They are using that song.
And at the same time, you ask, if you don't know, you ask, who sang that? It's Wasiu. And the young generation will go back to listen to Wasiu.
You understand?
Yeah.
Strategy.
To even go and listen to that song itself to understand better, if they want to understand better.
Yes, that's it.
But I mean, that's what it is.
It's
a lot has gone down.
You know, the thing is this. I feel like, shout out to you. Thank you first
Shout
for
out to
coming
everything.
for this podcast and the fact that we chose this topic. I feel like it shed light into a lot of things. One of those things is the fact that you as a creative out there, you could think that, I have everything sorted. Somebody is going to probably finance my
music career.
my music and all that. But the person is even at the back of his mind is thinking of how do I feed
My family.
you get me? So in itself, which is why that's what we tell people, this creative industry is a very sensitive industry. Like, there's so many other industries, and if you're not matured enough to get me, there's a way that you could lose yourself in the process.
Exactly. Yeah.
Either somebody is trying to dupe you of your money, somebody is giving you illegal whatever that is not right, somebody is taking your money. Auditing is one of those things that when you make money, you need to know where your money is going. So it's a lot.
And there's still a lot in this industry.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. So it was an amazing session.
Shout out to Reaper.
Yeah, all the rappers out there.
That's portable for you.
I want to read blind local.
I know all the portable slangs though.
But that's the funny thing about me and you.
That's it.
You go start, you go to speak English, I go to speak Igbo, but by the time we come to the end of slang, you go know the slang past me.
That was FD now.
How?
That's why we got that day.
Yeah, so shout out to everybody who's been a part of this space.
I've learned a lot though now.
Now.
I need to go back to my drawing board and see the ways I can make money for myself. Marketing myself.
You too, you're creative now.
Oh.
So let's get to the game part where I'm going to be. So there's a part of the show where we to just calm down all our energy where we don't use talk and all that. We do like a game where we pick a question and we ask the question. If you get it, fine. If you don't get go
Same
flog you.
name.
Somebody there outside go flog you. But if you get down,
Okay.
yeah, we go hug you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all right, so Omidon, you're going to pick and then
No, let him pick.
ah.
Pick
Yeah,
and
no
give us.
wahala.
Look at. I like.
No, well, he's trying to be.
Yeah. After he
See.
played Pito.
I don't know that game.
Okay.
And for those use my left hand
Ah,
pick up.
no, this one is not hard now.
Because they read them now.
You know the funny thing? That's what I'm saying. Every time you hold the question, you feel like it's not hard now. So,
When you see because our producer Isha.
so the question is this: what goes up and down but can't move?
Trabayeni o. Goes up
And down, but can't move
we can't move.
or don't move, whichever one.
Is that the only question?
Sure.
Yes, now it's just one question. First stress. Nigeria is stress away. First stress away.
These are the proper stress.
Bridge.
The question is in my hand. This time I can smile.
That's what we're trying to do.
All right.
That's it. I go flog me.
Okay. No wahala. The answer
Let me
is
guess. Let me help.
Yeah.
Don't go with.
Is it a bridge?
It's not a bridge.
Goes up and
Yeah.
come down. But
It
can't
goes
move.
up and move. Say bridge now. Bridge. You go up. You come down, but the bridge is there.
That means that bridge will lead
It's
from,
connected.
It will lead
connected.
That bridge will lead from earth to heaven. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go up now.
Yeah.
It's a bridge.
Bridge can go forward and back
Come down.
without moving. Go up and down.
A ladder.
A ladder is stairs. You try. It's stairs. You know, it's stairs. You go up, you go down.
Because a bridge, you come there.
Now me give you that info. Say bridge, you go forward, you go back without moving.
Thank you. You
Shout out to
have
you
mouth.
guys. Shout out
It's
to you.
amazing. Shout out. Thank you so much for
Respect, man.
joining us.
Respect, man.
And shout out to everybody who's been a part of today's discussion. I hope you're able to learn a thing or two.
Yes.
We were talking about marketing and how there's some other gimmicks, some things that you don't even know about the industry.
Yeah.
And Mr. Onyida here has been able to touch on those very key points. So yes,
Dissect all the things you need to know.
yes, we have to
But
go
in
now.
between, you can still contact him for that
Yeah,
business idea.
I mean, Mr. Onyida, tell him your social media so that
The
anybody
Onyida
will-
Olu everywhere.
The
Social-
Onyida Olu.
The Onyida Olu, THE, Onyida Olu, one word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to go now. Follow us on all social media: YouTube, Facebook, IG,
And every other thing.
and every other.
So I have a pattern word.
Yeah. So he will tell you something that a parting word.
A pattern word. Please don't do drugs.
Kolos.
Please don't do drugs.
Kolos.
Please don't do drugs. We don't sit for this industry, but please don't do drugs. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.